your guys' unpopular wedding opinions with my fiance. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping, handbags, and I guess weddings now. So if you love all those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. Okay, so today we have my fiance here. A little bit of context. We are getting married next year in Italy, so we're very excited, but I had you guys answer all of these like anonymously. What are your unpopular wedding opinions, you know, things like that. I wanted to get your thoughts, and then I guess we will react to it. And he hasn't seen any of them yet, so yeah.
Completely blind here.
Okay, well, let's just jump right into it. So I kind of already like typed all of these up, and then I sectioned it by like things that you're doing at weddings, and then wedding guests, and then like registry. So that's kind of the order that we're going in. Okay, are we ready? So let's start with the general wedding things. I had a couple people say that garter tosses are tacky. Thoughts?
What is that? Is that the taking the thing on the inside of your thigh? And then throwing, we don't need to do that. Yeah,
I didn't want to do that to begin with. Like that's an intimate thing. We don't need like all of our wedding guests to be seeing that. Our parents, our grandparents, we're gonna pass on that. Okay, another person said no wedding cakes. What are your thoughts?
I feel like you have to have at least like a smaller wedding cake, don't you? I mean, like it's one thing to have like a dessert platter or dessert options for your guests, but I feel like looking back on it, you're gonna want that like iconic shot of you guys cutting the cake together and like having that moment. But
you know, I actually heard that other cultures don't do wedding cakes.
I mean, I understand that.
It's like a very American
thing, you know?
Yeah, I think people are steering away, like all of the wedding, I'm on the side of TikTok where they're like wedding trends 2023 or whatever, you know, and like I think people are moving away from the traditional like, you know, 5-tier wedding cake to the point where people are even getting like fake cakes.
Well, fake cakes with like the one slice that you can kind of cut out, right?
Yeah, but those are just as expensive.
I mean, if you stick the word wedding in front of anything, I don't know, it becomes like 10 times more expensive.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But I think like some people are replacing it with even like a champagne tower. I think we'll still do a cake, but we'll probably do like a smaller one.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone needs. I mean, I don't think I had a bite of cake at the past 2 weddings that we've been to be honest. Did you? I don't think you did either. See? Yeah.
No, I think we had cake at wedding.
But I remember seeing a TikTok about some like bride, quote unquote. This could have been a fake story for clicks, but like a bride that said, "Oh I told my like husband to be to not push the cake into my face." You know that like. You know,
yes.
And he did, and I immediately left and annulled the marriage.
Oh,
but that's completely fake, though. There's no
way
that's 100%.
Fake?
Like no one would actually do that.
Oh well, I believe everything I see on the internet.
Oh
so.
yeah, it's very clear.
Now let's move to the next section. Guest list, all of it. Okay, number 1 and probably the most popular, no kids at weddings. What are your thoughts?
I think there's kind of a line here, right? Like if they're a super close family member or super close friend that you've known for a really, really, really long time, and they're bringing their kid that isn't like a toddler, I feel like there are exceptions to be made there. But in general, like I think everyone like outside of immediate close friends and family, if they want to bring their kid, I think we'll politely ask them not to. The only person that I can think of is my aunt having 2 under 13-year-old kids. They would be more than welcome to come, in my opinion. I mean, just because like I don't think they'd be a disruption. I think that's the main point.
Yes, I think the main reason why people don't want to have kids at weddings is that they don't want them to be a disruption. Like I think we went to one wedding last year where there was a baby that was like crying the entire ceremony.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if they had to take it out and
they
had to walk it out, and then they took it like inside the house or the adjoining like building.
Yeah. But I think that like that's probably our biggest thing, as long as like they're not a disruption. But I also understand we don't have that many friends that have kids right now too, and I think that one of the like biggest challenges if they were to have kids is like you're flying all the way to Europe for this wedding, so like where do you leave your kid? Do you leave your kid at home? Because a lot of people are also planning like vacations either before or after the wedding. So like, do you not invite your kid, your like 12-year-old kid, to the wedding because you're not going to take them on vacation, you know? So I think like I think in my head, there's really only 3 kids I can think of, but all of them are like at least 12, and I think that they'll be able to handle themselves. Okay, number 2, not everyone is entitled to a +1, especially like Tinder dates. Like this person doesn't want like somebody's last night's hookup Tinder date to be at their wedding and in their wedding photos. Thoughts?
I mean, I think that's pretty standard, isn't it? Like, in terms of like not wanting to have some stranger at your wedding that you really haven't met before.
I don't think it's that standard. Like, I think if you were to look...
not a standard way of thinking from the bride and groom standpoint.
No, but I think if you were to look like maybe 10 years ago when like people had bigger, more extravagant weddings, I think that they like, everybody had a +1.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's typically, I feel like it's typically listed in your invite whether you have a +1 or not, and given the fact that our close friends and family who will be attending know that it's a bit of a smaller wedding, I think the guidelines and rules around that kind of thing might be a little more strict from our point of view. Would you agree?
Yeah.
No?
I saw this on TikTok where if they don't know anyone else, then give them a +1. Like, assuming they're single too. Like, if they do know other people, then let them just go by themselves.
Yeah, that's fair.
Number 3. Okay, so this one's actually a really common one, and I'm kind of gonna do like a little two-parter for it. So a lot of people actually said no bridal party, no bridesmaid, no groomsmen, and then also like forcing your bridesmaids and groomsmen to wear the same thing is punishment, and no one enjoys it. Thoughts?
I mean, people can have their own weddings and kind of customize it to the way they want it, right? I mean, I've heard of that as well, right? Mm-hmm. If you want, let's say, just your maid of honor and best man to be up there to kind of give you the ring, whatever else, or if you just want to be up there yourself, that is completely fine, in my opinion, right? Like,
yeah. I
don't know what the saying is, different strokes for different folks, right? Like, you can have your wedding the way you want to have it, right? And if you think it's tacky or you think it's unnecessary, don't feel the need, right? It is very traditional, I'd say, to have your classic bridesmaids and groomsmen and whole wedding party. And as for the whole dressing up the same, like, I feel indifferent about that, man. Like, I maybe you don't wear all exactly the same dress,
sure,
like you guys are doing, right? Like the same kind of color and like general style, but kind of switch it up to cater to each person's specific kind of wants and needs and style.
I think that we're kind of leaning into like that no bridal party trend. And I think that the reason why we did wedding party. That's the reason why we did wedding parties, I feel like, is because we have very close relationships with everyone in the wedding party. We've known some of these people. You've known some of them since you were like, what, 5 or 6. Yeah. I've known like one of my friends since we were in 5th grade, right? And so I think that was really like our way of kind of honoring them as like being our friends. But I think that there are some people that hold very high expectations for their bridal party, bridesmaids, groomsmen's, probably more bridesmaids, I would assume, where they want them to do XYZ, they want them to do this and do that, and then the bridesmaids end up like shelling out, you know, a couple $1,000s to be a part of this wedding, and it's not even their wedding. And I think that that's where there's like a disconnect as to like why. And like obviously with girls too, there's just always drama. Like you have no drama, but like there's always drama with girls, and I think that that's another reason why people are kind of steering away from like the no bridal party thing. This one specifically said bridesmaids. I feel like groomsmen also have the additional costs, but it's less because I think that with bridesmaids, I posted a TikTok recently about like what your bridesmaids should and shouldn't pay for, and the comments were feral, as you would expect.
Anything with money,
as you would expect. And I think, and there are people who were saying that bridesmaids themselves had to pay for hair and makeup, they had to pay for the dress alterations. We had a friend of a friend whose wedding, she made her bridal party pay for each of the bridesmaids like bouquets,
sure.
Which I think that's like kind of absurd, but because, and then you also like throughout this entire process, like you see that I'm in the bridal party for a friend, and you have to pay for like the the bridal shower gift, the bachelorette gift, the goodie bags. Like there's so many like little costs that like continue to add up, you know, that you continue to do for the bride. So this person said that if you are a bridesmaid that buys their own dress, lingerie gift, no registry gift is necessary.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, if you're spending that much time and effort and kind of energy towards the wedding, I don't expect, to be honest, a lot of my groomsmen to give gifts. I mean, they're already flying all the way out there.
Yeah.
They will contribute. And to be honest, I don't need gifts, wedding gifts from the people I've known for, like, almost my entire life, or very, very close friends, to kind of express that, hey, like, congratulations. Like, they show up, they're friends, they're there for us. Like, I don't know.
I think that that's what makes our situation like a little bit more unique. I think if the wedding was here and people didn't have to travel to it, I think that there's more of a like societal standard to also give a gift. But like I think I'm kind of on that same boat. Like I don't feel like it's necessary. Like you're already doing so much. Like I don't have an expectation. I don't think we have an expectation in general for gifts. But yeah. Okay, and then the last one's out. This one's heated. I saved the best for last. Cash registries are tacky.
It probably depends on the way you kind of present it, maybe on your registry. Like people have like honeymoon fund or down payment fund or whatever else. And like as long as, and for a lot of people, they don't know what to get people for a wedding gift, right? And that is a very common thing. Like when you get anybody, right? If they have already potentially lived together and they already furnished their house and they have a lot of stuff in their kitchen, what have you. So contributing cash towards making their honeymoon a little bit nicer, that could potentially go to an outing or a dinner or a massage or like one of anything. It doesn't need to be anything specific. So I mean, like, but if you're just like literally giving like requesting like envelopes of cash, I feel like that's a little bit strange.
Yeah, I think that yes, you get to pick what you want from the registry, but I'm not gonna put things. I don't think we're gonna put like household items on the registry that we don't need, because we've already been living together since 2021. We already like furnished our home, so there's not much that we really need. But I think you're right. I think the way that you kind of present it is important. I think on what we've kind of done, certain amount to fund like a dinner on your honeymoon, or do like tickets to a concert. Like they have different things like that it makes it feel like these people are kind of paying towards like an experience that you're having.
It makes it a little bit more personal.
I think we did one for our friend's wedding last year. I think it was like a snorkel trip or something like that. Whether or not she actually snorkeled, I don't know. But you know, I think that's then they can then kind of take that and do what they want with it. I mean, like, realistically, we don't need a toaster. We don't need another blender. I mean, a sound bar would be great, but I don't even think I put that on the registry. Yeah, I think that there's just not... I think it's very situational. I think that there are people who, like, haven't lived together. We actually attended, if you will, like, a virtual wedding where these people haven't lived together before. So they did have a lot more, like, general household, like, classic registry items on their registry, because they didn't have everything already. Like, we already have a toaster.
I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean...
Yeah. So, as a Chinese person, I don't think that cash is tacky, but, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. Well, that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked hearing... I feel like you didn't have too many controversial takes, which is, like, a little bit unfortunate, but maybe we'll do... Maybe next time.
We'll see.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what other controversial takes you guys have. If you agree, disagree. I want to hear your thought. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.